Welcome back. U.S. First Lady Melania Trump met with school children in Malawi on the second stop of her Africa tour. She could be seen reading with a young girl during a visit to a classroom and later watched as children played soccer. Mrs. Trump has made advocating for children her signature issue since becoming First Lady. Ghana was the jumping-off point for her first major solo international trip to Africa. She will visit Kenya and Egypt as well.
That the United States is providing to the children, and thank you for educating them to be their best, and to grow up in educated adults for generations to come.
In Somalia, an all-female soccer team is changing perspectives and challenging traditions around women, but they are also risking their lives. Soccer may be a game of two halves, but in the country, it's taboo for one half of the society to play it. Women, take a look.
The Golden Girls are a soccer team in the Somali capital, Mogadishu, who are defying discrimination and potentially risking their lives every time they lace up their trainers or put on their sports kit. Shaima Salad Mohammed founded the team after returning from school in neighboring Kenya. She played soccer in Kenya and started the team because she wants other Somali women to have the same freedom.
Women are not encouraged to play, to be part of sports because they believe a woman is supposed only to stay at home and do the work at home only.
The decision to break with tradition also carries its risks. Mogadishu frequently suffers from bombings by the Al-Qaeda-affiliated Al-Shabaab group, which wants to topple Somalia's Western-backed government. Some of the Golden Girls are reluctant, fearing reprisals.
I joined the Golden Girls in January 2017. I want to be able to reach a high level playing football. Of course, I face challenges. People insult me. They say to me, "You're a woman. Why do you play football?" But a woman should not just stay at home. It depends on her ambition. My home and parents support me.
But despite the danger and discrimination, the Golden Girls are continuing to tackle the stigma around female football. The club hires a private field, paying $7 an hour, and trains for 2 hours, 6 days a week.
And we are hoping to be one of the known countries that women's football are known in the whole world.
While the team tries to even the score for female soccer players in Somalia, Mohammed is also trying to raise their profile internationally. The UN says deeply rooted gender inequality persists in Somalia because of a culture which promotes strict male hierarchy and authority.
If you are a lover of food, then you might want to listen and know about India's Boni Chow that is not found on the streets of the country, but in South Africa's Durban city. The South African Indians who live there are one of the largest Indian communities outside the subcontinent, and the Boni's fusion of flavors and culture symbolizes how different they are from their South Asian cousins.
It's an Indian dish that you would struggle to find in India. This is the Boni Chow, a fusion of bread and curry with its origins in South Africa's Indian community. And it's getting global acclaim, with the Boni Chow appearing in restaurants in the United Kingdom, United States, Australia, and even popping up to a small degree in India.
It's delicious. The flavor is perfect. The taste is perfect. The pungentness of it is just awesome. I love it. It's great.
The best place to find it is Durban City, believed to be the largest non-immigrant community of Indians outside India. It's believed that when the indentured laborers arrived from India to work in the South Africa's sugarcane plantations, they used the bread bowl of the Boni Chow as portable container. Commonly known as a bunny, its unique flavor and fusion of styles perhaps reflects how culturally different South African Indians are from their cousins on the subcontinent.
There's an incredible distance between what happened in India over those years and while they were here. I think there are dramatic changes. I mean, for example, very few Indian South Africans speak any Indian language. An incredible amount of Indian South Africans married across religious lines and caste and class lines, and so these things sound small, but they are dramatic.
At one Indian restaurant in Durban, customers say most people in the community consider themselves to be South African, but with Indian heritage.
Most of the Indians here are second, third generation Indians. I think we consider ourselves very much South African, but with an Indian heritage. And so I think that's quite unique. I think a lot of people grapple with that, especially when you're young, because you're told by older people in your family that you're very much Indian. You have to know the language, you have to know the culture very well. But then
Indian South Africans make up 2.5% of the country's population, but account for nearly a quarter of people in Durban.
In Kenya's capital, plans are underway to renovate one of the country's oldest art spaces. The renovations, prompted by activities of the founder of Beta Art, aims to get everyone in the country, including children, involved with art.
Every month, Kenyan startup Beta Art puts up an exhibition showing works from various artists in a new location anywhere in Nairobi. Entry is open to anyone, including children, and marketing is done via social media. Beta Art, founded by former real estate agent and longtime art lover, 36-year-old Gloria Adero Barasa, began operation in 2017.
I was interested in learning about Kenyan art and what was going on in the art scene, but when I tried to find out this information, I found it was fragmented, and there was a lot going on a regular basis, actually. But if one was unable to find out from any particular platform, it would have been difficult because none existed. And that's when I came up with the concept of developing a website that would list all the artwork and art shows that are taking place for anybody who is interested.
Last month, the exhibition popped up on the terrace of an apartment block in Nairobi suburb and showed 20 pieces from 4 artists.
What I appreciate about an event like this, it's being brought closer to home, it's being diversified. We're getting to meet the artists in a different light. I've always felt like most of the other places, either it's one artist who's pushing for his products in terms of something that is well known, but now we're getting to meet artists who we've never heard about, or artists who were not readily available unless you go to a certain space in Nairobi.
Kenyan art, once largely reliant on foreigners, now finds more local buyers as a wealthier middle class emerges, and the social media has helped. Across town, in the industrial hub of the capital, one of Kenya's oldest art spaces is about to undergo an elaborate and transformative renovation process that will make it a world-class experience for artists and art lovers.
Women, tradition, portraits, landscape.
The renovation of Go Down Art Center, a 10,000 square meters of visual and performance art studios carved out of a collection of warehouses that came into being in the late 90s, is expected to be completed by 2021.
That's it on the program. Thanks for watching. I'm Teniola Shaboale.